Pass.
Leader effect. Pass.
Nine. Pass.
5 leader.
Siya rin eh, balak niya Imu. Si
Mukhang masela rin eh.
Kasi,
Kasi ano siya eh, radio player. Radio yung Imu eh.
parang radio, ano parang...
Medyo. Pero mas late lang ng konti. Pass.
Konti yung draw.
Parang yung
Oh.
10 toss, parang si George eh. Kaso,
Masang siya. Masaykos.
may mga ano na, gandang products. Huli kayo beta na, di ba?
Oo. 7. Titap na.
Yeah. Ilan bounce ka? 7. So, babalik ko sa 3 after. Then, end of turn effect. 1 rested, 1 plus 7.
Leader effect. Minus 2. Minus 3, minus... Ay. Minus 3, minus 2 kayo. Ay, tama ba?
Minus 3, minus 2 pa lang siya. Tama ba?
Wait. Mali. Ito pala, kaya pala. 7 leader minus 2. Kaya pala sabi ko parang may kulang.
7. Trigger.
Ayan. So, minus 3, minus 2 kayo. 6.
6 sa 3 yun, ha?
Oh.
Ilan sa kaya?
7 leader.
Ay, domain ko maging 7
Plus.
So switch lang siya na oo! Tapos kung 30 damage. Kaya nga.
7 KD.
Oh, no.
Parang
Tama na.
kasi hindi mo kaya naman sa yung naghanap ako lang hindi ako sarapan yung
Leader effect. Minus 2. Seven leader, minus 2.
14.
Ang ano, yun ang problema ko kasi itong klase po mas magkamali pangit na start.
7 leader.
Madali ka eh. Si Regis Lord kasi may marami siyang pangit eh. Kaya nag-iisip ako mag-rating vote pa ako rating vote na ako. Ano yung ano? Ano yung
Magana pa. Hintay ko muna yung
8 leader.
kaya yung ano naman kalas-kalas na naman. Wala akong terminal yun.
Okay na yung pala po.
Hindi naman sa principle. Judging you. Yung defensive.
KO. 9 leader. Plus.
Ang nice.
5.
Big Seven KD. Seven lead, no stand.
Ay. Wala. Kasi talaga. 10. Oh my God.
Leader effect.
7 lead.
Minus 2. Ay, just 1 na. So,
Hindi mo, wala mag-isay ng body sa board ko.
7 leader.
Take that. Break.
7 leader. -2.
Ito. Seven.
Eight leader.
Rush.
18. Niisip ko pa bababa ko to eh. Tinignan ko na lang magte-take life mo eh.
Wala. Hindi ko malang pagtong 10 cost.
So here we are again, this time with the leader from OP08, Marco. For those of you who may not yet be familiar with him, his ability is Dawn ×1 activate main. Draw one card, then you may place one card from your hand at the top or bottom of your deck, and then give one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power for this turn. So you can imagine the style for this deck would be mostly control and a bit of a hand filtering. He is a 4-life 5000 power leader with the colors of red and blue. So I love playing with this deck because, number one, he is my favorite character in the series, and just with the overall package, presents a great level of control on the board. Let's go right ahead into the deck list. Starting from the top, we have 4 copies of OP06, Sanji. On play, you may look at the top card of your deck. If that is a 9 cost or less character, except for Sanji, then you may summon him. Of course, from OP08, we have 4 copies of Rayleigh, who on play can give 2 of your opponent's characters -3 and -2000 power, then KO one of your opponent's 3000 or less power characters. From OP09, Ben Beckman, who can trash one of your opponent's 6000 or less power character. The keyword here being trash, which means he can get around characters with the no KO effects. Then from starter deck 15, we have the 7 cost Edward Newgate, aka Whitebeard, who has 2 effects. So on play, give one of your leader or characters one of your rested Dawn, and then activate main KO one of your opponent's 5000 power or less characters in exchange for resting him. Next, we have 3 copies of OP03 Marco, who can KO one of your opponent's 3000 power or less characters. And on KO, you may trash one of your events in exchange for bringing him back, but in this case, I don't have any events, so I just don't use that effect. Then, one of the new additions from PRB02, we have 4 copies of Trafalgar Law, who has 2 effects. Once per turn, if you were to be removed from the board by your opponent's effects, you may instead opt to give him -2000 power, so it grants him a bit of stickiness on the board. And then when attacking, give one of your opponent's characters -2000 power. The other new addition from PRB02, we have Marco, who is a blocker, and then on KO, draw 2 cards. I'd say between the two, Law has proven to be the more useful option. However, Marco has also gotten me out of a few sticky situations with his draw 2 effect. Then from OP10, a 2k counter plus blocker, Tony Chopper with the face of Sanji. From OP01, we have the 1 cost Otama, who can give one of your opponents -2000 characters and is a 2k blocker. For the most part, I find that I use Otama as a 2k counter, but there are also situations where I've needed just the extra minus power, and she's just come in pretty useful. Then I think the common build these days is on the bottom row, taking advantage of the starter deck 12 Emporio Ivankov, who can on play look at the top card of your deck. If that is an exactly 2 cost character, then you may play it. And as you can see right beside Ivankov are the 2 cost characters. And then the other effect is when attacking, if your hand is 6 cards or less, you may draw 1 card. And we get into the targets of Ivankov. First, we have Duval, who is a blocker and on play can rearrange the top 3 cards of your deck. And then from OP10, we have Monet, who has an activate main effect. You may rest her, and in exchange, give one of your leaders or characters 2 rested Dawn, and one of your opponent's characters minus 1000 power. Finally, we have from OP02 Mask Deuce. Dawn times 2 when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2000 power or less. He also comes in handy as a 2k counter. So typically, opening hand, I'd want to see probably Mask Deuce, and Ivankov, maybe one of the other 2-cost characters. I think Marco generally wants to go second, and on curve, I'd want to play Mask Deuce first, and then Ivankov, along with one of the other 2-cost characters out on your 4 Dawn turn. At 6 Dawn, the priority would probably go to Law, but if Law isn't available, then either of the Marcos would do well. On 8 Dawn, it's either going to be Newgate or Beckman. And then finally, we have Rayleigh and Sanji at 10 Dawn. As you can see from the playtest, Marco has a very good way of controlling the board. If there's no way to KO your opponent's through effects, then he can just reduce your opponent's power, allowing it an easier time to attack your opponent's board. The new PRB02 cards have been pretty useful in this deck because, for one thing, Law is pretty sticky and can just give that extra minus power. On the other hand, Marco has come useful in situations where I needed more hand. And yeah, pretty quick deck list for today. I'd recommend you to try out this deck. While it's not exactly one of the top meta decks, it's still a pretty fun deck to play with. So yeah, if you like that video, please do give me a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any other suggestions, you may also put them down in the comments. Or if you have any other leaders that you would want to see, let me know. But for now, that's it. Bye.